Hey, good morning, boys to men. This is CJ, your Thursday guy. Please excuse my grogginess. I just woke up a little bit ago, and I have no other time today to make this video. This week's topic is Shark Week. Well, first of all, happy Halloween, bitches. I hope you guys have something fun planned, something funner than what I've got planned. I have to work today until late, so I don't know. I'm going to try to get off early today. Sometimes they do that. Anyway, okay, so Shark Week. If you don't know what that is basically code for your period, okay? Your menstrual cycle, that time of the month, etc., etc. I think the origin of this saying comes from the fact that the way a shark brain is shaped closely resembles the way, like, the woman's internal stuff is shaped. I think that's what it is anyway. I remember seeing that. Anyway, that doesn't matter. I personally think that using Shark Week, using that term for it, is kind of less dysphoric that way. I've heard someone say that it's a manlier way of saying it, so there you go. I can definitely understand people feeling dysphoric around this time. You know, but I've never been dysphoric because I haven't... Okay, well, hold on. I don't want to talk about me. I hate talking about me. I always talk about me last in videos. I want to give you as much information as possible and then give you my experience. My best advice for that, I always think of these topics like all week before I make a video, but I didn't this time. I've been so busy, so I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay, my best advice to you if you have dysphoria. My advice to you is to accept it. I know that sounds like hard and it's like stupid for me to just tell you and like as if you could just do that, right? Like, CJ, I would already accept it if I could. But I mean, accept your situation. You're a guy. Okay, cool. You're a guy that gets periods. It's as simple as that. Just because you undergo this process, just like girls do, doesn't make you any less of a guy. You're still a guy. You're still a man. You know, do what you gotta do. If that's part of life right now, that's what you have to deal with. But you can't let that make you feel like any less of who you are. Because who you are is who you are, and that's not going to change just because you fucking have to bleed. Right now, that's what your body needs to do, you know, to cleanse itself or whatever the fuck. Let it do that. If it really bothers you, you can, I don't want to say this because I don't know much about it, but you can look into trying to get on birth control. I hear that stops your period, but I don't know. And I don't know, like, the effects of that on hormones, like, it would fuck with your T levels or anything, like, I don't know. I don't know anything about that, but it is an option that you could look into if you wish to do so. I do remember Jake saying something about, he has something, I don't remember what it was. He said something about, he's irregular, his periods are irregular because of, something. So there's also health conditions that can affect, you know, how often you're getting your stuff and whatever. But I also wanted to point out that there is like a general irregularity thing. Like, you can have irregular periods. It's normal. I did. Where, like, you're not consistent. It doesn't come every month. Sometimes it does. Sometimes it's like month after month after month, right around the same time each month. Sometimes I skip like 2 months and I have no period for 2 months and then it's like back. Sometimes it comes twice in 1 month and then skips the next. It's kind of just like an irregular thing, and it's chill. Like, this is totally, like, there's nothing wrong with you if you have irregular periods. It's just everybody's body's different. Everybody works kind of differently. Different things can affect this, like if you're stressed out or different health conditions, like if you have different things going on with your body just works differently. It feels the need to cleanse itself at different times. If you're worried about that, you could always talk to your doctor. Your doctor's going to tell you you're normal, it's okay, whatever, you know? The other thing I wanted to talk about is, oh, yes, of course, testosterone. Testosterone will eventually stop your periods, but then again, everyone's different. I always say this because it's always true, okay? And it's very important that you don't feel like alienated, like out of the circle. If you're like a little bit different than everyone else, it's okay. I'm on like a whole bunch of like little support groups and stuff on Facebook, like just FTM and trans guy something and like a whole bunch of stuff, right? So every now and then I just randomly scroll through there and I see a lot of guys, they get worried that they haven't stopped their period and they've been on testosterone for like 7 months or something. and they're like, oh my god, what do I do, blah, 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 blah. Is this normal? And then, of course, a whole bunch of the other guys will comment on that post and respond to them. You know, everyone's different, you take your time. Typically, on average, you stop your periods after 3 months on tea. Okay, now I'm going to tell you guys my experience, because I don't know what else to say. Okay, my experience with this is, I already told you that I've been irregular. I've been irregular since I started my periods, which is when I was like 11 or 12. It was really weird when my mom told me that that was going to happen to me, and I'm like, what? Like, what is that? What? And then that happened, and then it kind of was just like, okay, I kind of just have to do this, I guess. I never felt dysphoric. It was just like routine maintenance, like getting a haircut and brushing my teeth and clipping my nails and using pads and or tampons or man-pons, as some of you guys say. I stopped having my periods when I found out that I was trans, which is really weird, but I think really cool at the same time. I think it was like a psychological thing. I'm like big on you as a person being able to influence things a lot, just like with your mentalness. What I think happened is that my body kind of accepted what I was gonna do. I was just like, okay, body, I'm going to physically transform you and mentally change some of my mannerisms to be more me. And my body, I think, was kind of just like, okay, that means no period for you. I stopped having my periods, and then I went like 4 months with no period. And I didn't have any, like, pain. I wasn't, like, hurting or anything. And I don't have insurance, okay? So I'm not gonna go to the doctor just to be like, hey, I haven't had my thing, whatever. Because I don't even, like, ugh, okay, no. Going to the doctor is important, okay? Don't get me wrong, it is important. If I were hurting or if it were freaking me out or something, then yes, I would go and check it out. It was just weird to me. I'm like, it hasn't come. It hasn't. And it's been a while, so, like, what? Part of me felt like it was part of the changes that my body was... And I didn't even start tea yet. I have not had my period since I started tea, which was... What's today? Today's Halloween. Okay. 4 months and 10 days ago, I started tea, and since I started tea, I have not had a period. And since I found out I was trans, or more like, not found out, but, like, decided I was going to transition, like, for sure. So maybe it's been, like, 7 or 8 months for me. That could be really wrong, because sometimes time is, like, for me. So I don't know if that's right. Okay, here's the thing. Lately, about a few weeks ago, and I hope she doesn't get mad at me. I hope this isn't too much information. My fiance, my lover, she, like, skipped a month. She's mostly regular all of the time. Honey, I'm sorry for telling everyone your business. I'm sorry. She's mostly regular. What happened is she skipped a month, and then the next month, it came down on her pretty hard. She was having a lot of pain, blah, 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 but this is normal. She usually goes through painful periods. And you know what they say about if you, like, hang out with people a lot? Like, if there's a group of women living in the same household or working at the same work, and they spend a lot of time together, that their cycles tend to match up. I think something like that was happening with me and her, because I'm still in this body that's, like, technically more female than it is male at the moment. So, except for the person inhabiting it. But still, you know, and so since I was spending a lot of time with her, and since I live with her, like, hello, I think what happened is that her being on a period, like, really strong one, like, I, like, breathed in the pheromones, or, not pheromones, something, and it triggered something because I started hurting, like, I started cramping, like, as if I were going to start my period, and I'm like, what? I'm like, this is really weird, ow. What the fuck, you know? And I'm like, no, please don't give me a period right now. Not because, like, I'm dysphoric about it, but because I just don't want one. Like, what? That's annoying. Okay, like, no. Okay, no. Maybe that can happen to you. I don't know. It happened to me, and then I spotted. I'm sorry if this is TMI. It was just, like, 2 drops, however you want to call that, on my boxers. That's a weird sight. And, yeah, that was during the time when my fiance was on her period, and then I was just like, okay, so does that mean I'm starting, or what are you doing here, body? But then I didn't bleed anymore after that, and it was done. It put in its 2 cents. It was like, hey, I'm here, by the way, fuck you, and I'm like, oh, fuck you too. I'm gonna have to get fucking rid of everything in here. Yeah, hysterectomy is on my to-do list, just not right now because money, but It is in the near future. Oh, yes, that's another thing. Okay, last thing. If you don't want to deal with your fucking periods, get a fucking hysterectomy. I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. If you guys have any fucking questions, you can always ask me. Okay, don't feel, like, embarrassed or whatever the fuck. You can also hit me up on my Tumblr where you can ask me anonymously. I say this in every video, and I'm sorry if it sounds annoying, but people do ask me. I get emails and stuff and messages, so, like, I feel like if I keep saying it in every video, and maybe the first time that someone is watching me, they feel like they have someone to talk to, and that's important. I actually have to go to work in a little bit, so I need to get ready. Hi, Dasha. I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good week. Happy fucking Halloween. I hope you have a good one. I don't know what else. Okay, peace out.